from the All Indiana Podcast Network. This is Wish TV's Behind the Eight.
What's on the program for this fine day?
McKinzie Roth takes you behind the scenes at News 8.
Sounds like a great program.
It is amazing.
Now, here's Wish TV's entertainment insider, McKinzie Roth.
From Wish TV, I'm entertainment insider McKinzie Roth, and on this Behind the Eight, we have Jason Hammer.
I don't even work here. Like, how is this a Behind the Eight when I don't work here?
Oh my gosh, you are the man. We are reunited, feeling so good.
Yes.
Jason Hammer, thank you so much for being on Behind the Eight. It's my fun little podcast. You do work here, though, technically, because you are on the show, All Indiana, with me every day at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, we do a fun little version of Is This Anything? Like
Yes.
a quick scaled down version of the radio bit that we do. So yeah, we got a little bit of TV love, but it kind of feels like you're scooping up the bottom of the barrel for guests here. Like, of all the people that work here, like the big names that work here, Behind the Eight is somebody that doesn't receive a paycheck from Wish TV today.
No, I need to, because you're my people. You know, I started in radio, and I love people. You know, you're my people. You're my boys. So let's talk about Hammer and Nigel, first of all. Tell us what you guys got going on WIBC.
I mean, it's a busy time. This is like the golden era of news talk radio, right?
Yes.
Because you've got a charismatic president, you've got a crazy election, all these conspiracy theories. You take that, that's one part of the pie. You have local stuff going on, high-profile governor's race. And what our show tries to do is bring you the news, the things you need to know. We share our opinions because it is an opinion-based show.
And this is what I dig about you guys, because I can't stand, and I've said it, anything goes on Behind the Eight. I hate vanilla people. I hate that people they don't want to make anybody mad. You guys say exactly how you feel, and that's what I dig about you.
And I think a lot of people need to understand the difference between like news and opinion shows.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Now, that's line's kind of getting blurry now. Like if you watch a press briefing from the White House, the people in that room, for the most part, should be news people. But it's morphing more and more into everybody wants to make their own brand and make a name for themselves.
Of course.
And every question is a monologue disguised as a question. That should be separate than what you would see on Fox, CNN, MSNBC late at night when it's either Tucker Carlson, Rachel Maddow, Chris Cuomo. Those are opinion shows. The line's getting really blurred, and people are having a hard time finding out what's real, what's not, what's opinion, what's fact, that kind of thing. I
love it. I mean, even when we talk fast food or we talk trends, like we do lots of fun things when we get to kind of, I wish we could be live bantering back and forth, but I love that you just give your opinion and you don't hold back. And
yeah, that's kind of what we do. We do it in a fun way.
A little
and
edgy.
There's so many like talk radio shows, and you know this. You are a radio child. You grew up doing the radio stuff.
Of course.
Our goal for Hammer and Nigel show was not to make this sound like any other show in news talk, right? We want to take that FM style morning show that we all kind of grew up doing and take that to an era where maybe they're not used to that yet. And we weren't quite sure if that would be received. But, we're almost 4 years into this thing. We have the #1 show in drive time, multiple demos, and we're rolling.
I love it so much. And now you guys, so you started with a podcast, because I remember being a guest on your podcast before, and then you got picked up, and obviously now you're killing it, Afternoon Drive.
So let's back it up just a little bit here, because the story of Nigel and I goes back even further than that, because we were individual radio brats, right?
Yes.
Nigel came up cutting his teeth at what was then X103, the alternative rock station. He was the night guy, and then went to Radio Now, which was in our building at the time with Emmis Communications.
Which is when I met him.
Right. He was the afternoon guy.
Right.
I was the WZPL guy. I was the jack of all trades over there.
I was trying to remember where you started, where I first met you. Okay, yes.
I was like Dave Smiley's, one of his original stunt boys over there, right? I was doing promotions, weekends. I was doing the sports over there on our sister sports station and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And then from there, I went to do some stuff at the casino in Shelbyville.
That's right.
And Nigel got out of radio for a little bit. We got back together. We started doing this podcast because we kind of still had creative juices flowing a little bit. And
they sure did.
So we started this podcast at a bar, which really was just an excuse for us to drink for free every week. We're going to drink free beer. We're going to bring some of our friends in, tell a bunch of dirty jokes, and have a good time.
And I love they had these huge cutouts, these big heads. I remember John Stamos. Like, I came out there, we're drinking, we're having a great time. And I was like, I love these guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, you say those big cutouts for those who don't know what we're talking about. If you've ever seen like an IU basketball game, like in the student section, and they hold up the big heads, we had a couple of those.
Yes.
And we had Gary Coleman. We had John Stamos.
Who was getting fresh with me, by the way. His big head was right on my seat.
John Stamos is a good-looking man.
Yes,
I'm confident enough in my manhood to say John Stamos is a good-looking dude.
He is. He still got it. He still got it.
And so we had that podcast, and it started kind of taking off. We were getting more downloads on that than most radio stations were getting on their web hits.
Right.
And we were selling sponsorships.
And you guys were kind of podcasting before podcasting was cool. I mean, obviously there's been a surgence of it, but you guys did it kind of from the get.
And we were lucky enough to have some sponsors that kind of separated us too. I mean, we had limos picking up our guests. We had, bar tabs lined up. So we did it big. And then from there, we took that to X103 again. The plan was for us to take over the morning show over there.
Right.
But that fell through. They had management changes. So we just got some crappy, awful weekend show. And from there, we kind of weaseled our way back into MS Communications downtown. Nigel was voice tracking some other markets around the state. I was doing the marketing and the promotions and doing weekend sports stuff. And then we finally got an opportunity to put a show together. We started at nights. And then when Greg Garrison retired, longtime iconic WIBC host, they changed the lineup a little bit. We were able to sneak in afternoons.
Way better schedule. Afternoon. I mean, that's prime. It's prime. And I was going to say, it's the Taj Mahal. That's where I started my radio career. So it's kind of everything was downhill from there.
Oh, you were spoiled there.
Pristine. I mean, that's where I started. Now, let me ask, let's dive in. First of all, I've always had the question, did you guys argue, Hammer and Nigel, whose name was going to be first?
It just sounds better that way. Just
the Nigel,
alliteration.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it was.
There wasn't a flip of a coin. There
it was at the
loss
bar.
Of a bet.
It was at the bar, and our producer, Brad, BS.
Yes.
We were all thinking, all right, what sounds best here? And he was like, Hammer and Nigel sounds better. So that was all I needed. I said, all right, done deal. Let's go.
Easy. Okay, I like that. Now, do you personally watch Wish TV? You can be real with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I love giving Phil Sanchez crap because Phil's a good dude. And we've had a bunch of Wish people come up for Beer Sample Friday. Like Marcus Bailey's been up.
Oh, yeah.
Kylie Conway has been up for Beer Sample Friday.
My sorority sister, by the way. Yes,
okay.
Kylie and I went to IU together.
Yep, she came up on a Beer Sample Friday one time. And, we've had a number of folks up.
Okay, so Phil Sanchez, he's a frequent guest here on Behind the 8. He loves to pod with me. His middle name is Michael, so we call him PMS. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
I wanted to let you know. So, what
are your thoughts I was thinking like Philip Michael Thomas, like the other dude from Miami Vice. There's Don Johnson and there's the other dude.
What are your thoughts on Phil? What do you think about his brows?
He's a fellow baseball dad. So my sons are older than his.
Yeah.
But he's into baseball. And here in Indianapolis, obviously basketball's king and then football. The baseball dads are like a small fraternity, and I can tell that he's into it. He's got his kids switch hitting, and
he's super
my
cool.
oldest son is a pitcher, so yeah, that's awesome.
Do you give him any crap about his eyebrows, about his
he's a pretty
hair?
boy, yeah.
He used to be an Abercrombie model. If you didn't know that, he would stand in the windows.
How does a dude who grew up in that part of New York, become such a pretty boy, right? Like, normally when I hear about stories of people from New York, they all look like the Beastie Boys. Like, every single one of them looks like, like one of the Beastie Boys.
100.
That's not Phil Sanchez.
Phil
Sanchez looks like he's dressing up as Richard Marx for Halloween.
No, Richard Marx. Now Phil Sanchez. He's fun. He likes to give me love advice. So I would love to
I'm sorry, what was that?
He likes to give me advice, dating advice. He likes this. So, 'cause this is like a new world for me, as we know. So what's some dating advice from you, Jason Hammer?
If it feels good, do it.
Can't that get you in trouble,
I don't have time to sit here and sugarcoat things or be politically correct. If it feels good, do it. Run with it. Don't look back. Have fun. Boom goes the dynamite.
Is that your motto in life? Is that kind of how you roll?
My motto in life is I give the people what they want. And if you've ever seen or heard the Hammer and Nigel show, that's what we do. That's what we live by.
How do you deal with the Karens? Because I have found, going from radio to television, the Karens, and if you don't know what a Karen is, it is someone who just wants to complain and email bad things, and they complain about everything from like your socks you're wearing. How do you guys deal with criticism like that?
Oh, News Talk Radio, live a day in our Twitter feed.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, because you're giving opinions on politics, which means you're getting opinions back.
Right.
And for the most part, we just let it fly. We make it part of our show. We'll read them on the air, have fun with it, do mean tweets or whatever. It's fun for us. It means people are listening. They're responding. They're engaging. Like, personally, I don't care if you love the show or if you listen because you hate the show. I still get credit for the listen as long as your radio's tuned into 93.1 from 3 until 7 p.m. every afternoon.
Yes.
So it's fine. The only time we ever block people is one if it becomes like habitual and it's like every single minute of the day, or you go after somebody's family, you say something racist,
below
something
the
like
belt.
that.
Yes. Hey, do you guys get in trouble? Do you ever get reprimanded? Because I like you guys do live on the edge and you just kind of push it a little bit.
We've been told to scale a few things down. I don't know what I can say and can't say here, but there are certain words that management was like, could you have found a better word to use than that?
And then you reflect upon it. You're like, but I really wanted to use that one.
And it's usually nothing about politics either.
Right.
It's usually like a body part.
Okay.
So.
Do you enjoy when you guys record for All Indiana, for Wish TV?
Yeah.
Sometimes you pull down your pants. Sometimes you yell at people, and I
give
very
the
much
people
enjoy
what
that.
they want, McKinzie. Look me in the eyes right now and don't act like you're not impressed.
I'm impressed.
Thank
and I
you.
like it. And
Thank
I like
you.
when you toss me a little question. I like to think on my feet. I think that now, does
you guys have a studio in our camera. Like, we used to do it side by side, and it was fun and off the cuff. And But due to the Rona, they want us to be socially distant. So now we record it like in different parts of the building. I just sit in our office and do it on my phone. Nigel goes into a studio and tries to make it like a big production because he doesn't want himself to look as fat. So we do that, and your amazing team of producers kind of splice it all up and put it all together.
You guys, you're like the highlight because they save you guys for like the end of the show. It's so good.
We're the lead-in, and I told Phil and Brooke that. It's like, you're welcome for that ratings lead-in that you're getting right there.
Abso-freaking-lutely. Who else do you love at Wish TV? You like Brooke. She's a doll.
Marcus Bailey. I've known Marcus for a long time.
Yes.
Because he was once a radio guy. He worked at WXNT when I was over there with ZPL and XNT
I
and all
did
the other
not
stations.
know that our very own meteorologist, Marcus Bailey.
I hosted a sports program over there, and he was my board op and producer. And I remember I was on location one year. This was when Indy had one of the Final Fours, and I'm downtown broadcasting at a bar. Marcus is back at studio. This is when we had that tornado that came through downtown that knocked out all the windows.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
So lo and behold, I had no idea that Marcus had gotten his degree in meteorology, and he's, just cutting his teeth doing stuff here for me. So I just let him drive the boat. I was like, man, this producer guy really knows his weather stuff. I can't believe that the board up here is rolling the way that he is. And it was Marcus that he was doing weather.
That is so cool. I'm going to tell him that because he wants to be Dr. Evil for Halloween or Mr. Clean. So I think both of those are great options. We have to have a quickie because you actually have to go on air.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I hate that. We're having a quickie this morning.
I give the people what they want.
Exactly. If it feels good, do it. What do we have to look forward to on Hammer and Nigel? What's your vision for the show? What's coming up? What are you dying to try?
Our vision for the show is we don't want to be like so many shows, specifically television, that want to enhance the characters, right? We want it to be Seinfeld, where every single day is a show about nothing. Because if you remember, like, The Big Bang Theory, The Big Bang Theory was a great show. Because at first, it was a bunch of nerds that couldn't get lucky, and they were awkward, and we all laughed at it.
Yes.
But then all the actors wanted to enhance the characters.
Character development.
And they're getting married and having families, and became a dud.
Yes.
Nobody wanted to watch that.
Yes.
So here at the Hammer and Nigel Show, we don't want to be that. We want to be the Seinfeld where every single day, even if you didn't tune in the day before, you can follow along, you can laugh along, you can agree, you can hate, but we can all have a good time.
And we always have a good time with you. Where can everybody follow you and follow the show?
We're on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Hammer and Nigel. Probably more active on Twitter than anything else. Like News Talk host, Twitter's kind of where we live. At Hammer and Nigel. And then every afternoon, 3 until 7 p.m., 4 hours on 93.1 WIBC.
I want to come back on your show because I have fun with you guys.
Yes, you've got an open invitation.
We
need somebody to pretty that joint up. I mean, it's me, Nigel, and producer TK Dub in that joint. It's a sausage factory.
Who smells the best? Who smells the worst? I'll find out. I don't know. Thank you so much for stopping by, for being my guest. From Wish TV, I'm entertainment insider McKinzie Roth. For more Behind the Eight here on the All Indiana Podcast Network, WishTV.com is the spot when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Plus, be sure to follow and subscribe to this podcast for the All Indiana Podcast Network. Jason Hammer!
Hey!
Woo! Until next time, bye-bye.
Check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com. allindianapodcastnetwork.com.